Welcome, everybody, to the Blackbelt Mindset Transformation Show. Each and every day, Monday through Friday, we go over mindset, training, and diet, nutrition to help you transform your life. I'm your host, Jason Reed, and on today's show, we're going to talk about mindset of consistency, keep yourself going, talk about how to use that in training and your diet. And we also have an interview with fourth degree black belt Mr. Matt Kimmerling at the very end. So stick around and check that out. But the first part, we usually start off with our 3Gs of growing, giving, and gratitude. But today, we're going to talk about something called consistency. This is the secret sauce or the secret thing that what takes for masters or high level people to keep doing that thing to get them where they need to go. Anybody can do a workout once in a while, once a week, and feel tired, sore, but you don't get any real value. What we recommend is taking baby steps each day. There's a story of a martial arts student that started a long time ago where he basically could only make it once a week. He says, Mr. Reed, can I progress to being a black belt? I said, yes, you can. You'll have to find time to practice at home, but just get started now. He found a way and he fell in love with this to go to twice a week. After he got blue belt, it was 3 times a week. Then by the time he got to black belt, he's found out a way to be there 6 days a week. This gentleman who had a full-time job and a family and everything else, and he figured out a way to get that done. Now, I'm not saying this happens to everybody, but in life, we find time for things that are important to us. It's a belief that people say that we don't have time to get something done, and that's why they give that as an excuse not to take action. So don't fight it, start small. Take 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and do something. Walk to the block back and forth. Do 30 kicks, 50 kicks. Do whatever you need to do to start taking those steps. But do it every single day. Now, if you have a once a week where you want to go out and have the day off, or you want to go out and have that cheat meal, so to speak, it's a fantastic idea. It's the idea that if we skip it every day, this builds habits and builds patterns. So my action step for the day is take what you've done so far this year, which is hopefully something, and add a little bit on and keep consistent. If you haven't gotten any better, but you've done it every day, then you've won. Every day, we can't always improve, but we can take those steps that get us to that next level. So in your workouts right now, are you staying consistent with your strength training, your movement training, or martial arts, or whatever it is you're trying to do? Are you constantly improving, or are you just walking through it? A lot of times we have students who just go through the motion, and you can get a lot of value out of doing that. Still better than nothing, but if you want to get most of it, find a way to fall in love with it. When you find a way to fall in love with what you're doing, you get more benefits out of it, you get better at it quickly, and you get the results you're after too. So that's it. Stay consistent, keep going as well. So figure out this out. What are a way in your life that you are staying consistent right now? Are you consistent going to work each day? I hope so, otherwise you wouldn't have a job. Are you consistent with your diet, or is that a tougher one? Are you trying to get rid of a bad habit, maybe sugar or processed foods? Now, I'm not saying what the right diet is for everybody, but you know what you need to do. 80% of the idea is not just knowing what to do, but actually following through. So if you follow through, be proud of yourself and find out things you're following through on. The second step is what you're following through on is what are you not following through on that you could. For me personally, I love working out. I just got done doing 2 hours of workout this morning, and it's going to be one of the best parts of my day. The things that's tougher to do is what I'm doing right now is these videos. It's harder for me to talk in front of a camera than it is to kick and punch and lift weights. A little strange, I know. But each of us are wired a little differently. But if we understand this and know what makes it more difficult, we can find ways to enjoy this as more too. One of the ways I found a way to enjoy this is to involve guests. And that's where we're going to get started here in just a second. Before I get started on talking to our guests here, I'm going to bring up a little thing that a lot of the students you'll see in the past and the future, they come from different times in their life. 2 days ago, you saw my son Spencer, who started at 4 years old. Yesterday, we had a girl named Lisa Michael, who's been doing this for, I think, 6 or 7 years. And her kids started as well, too. But whatever it is, everybody's on a different journey. And what the problem is with most people is they judge. They judge people who've been successful, and they say, well, they were just lucky. People said that about my son before. They don't know of the 2 or 3 injuries he's had. He started at 4 years old. There's people who beat him over and over again. He's gotten there. Or an adult who's maybe lost weight or who's done something. Oh, they're just lucky. No, it's not luck. It's about consistency and taking action. So the gentleman we're bringing up is Mr. Matt Kimmerling. He is a 4th degree, level 3 black belt. I believe will be testing for his 5th degree black belt. He has 4 kids that have done Taekwondo and are black belts as well too. And he works a full-time job. So without further ado, let's introduce Mr. Matt Kimmerling. Hey! How you doing today, Matt?
Awesome. Thanks for having me on.
I appreciate you being here, taking the time at 7:45, 8 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yes.
He works a full-time job, and he found time on his day off to come train with me. He knows it gets lonely here. Not true. Training all the time as well, too. So before we get started, Matt, would you mind just telling people a little bit about your life before we get started in the martial arts? What was your life growing up? Did you live here in Lincoln? What did you do?
Absolutely. So I grew up in Lincoln. My only sports in high school was swimming. Swam from the age of 5 up till 19 competitively. Was on the junior Olympic swim team for a little while. Just enjoyed being in the water. It's still one of my passions and loves. Had a great upbringing, went to high school, went to college, and then got into the working world and kind of got sucked into the 45, 50, 60 hour work week and not really taking care of myself. And that's kind of when Tiger Rock entered my life.
Love it, love it. Now, are you the first person in your family? I know the story, by the way, but what even got you the idea of getting started, and who started first, if you don't mind telling?
Sure. So my son Dylan was the first to start in Tiger Rock, and then my son Aiden as well joined. I joined, man, it was probably 9 years after Dylan started. I had zero desire to be on the mat. I was in here every day watching him. Had a couple of great adults that would nudge me. Hey, you should really join the adult program. It'd be awesome. I kept saying no, not my thing, not interested. And in between talking to my son and just trying to figure out some life goals, decided let's get out of my comfort zone just a little bit and try Tiger Rock. And that's kind of where we started.
Love it, love it. So, okay, so your son Dylan here trained for 9 years. Now you have a son 8. So first of all, Dylan is what rank of black belt?
Dylan is a 5th degree level 2, the highest he can go. He's 21 years old, so he has another 4.5 years before he can test for master.
So just to kind of let everybody know, there's an age requirement to get to different levels of martial arts. I'm just going to give a quick rehasher here. Sure. It takes 15 steps to get to black belt, about 2 months per step. And then you can test every 4 months at 1st degree to 3rd degree level 3. Once you go to the big boy testing, which is basically what we call 4th degree and above, you go to a world event, have to go through a pre-evaluation. And Dylan's done it all. And Dylan even did back in the days when they had probationary 4th degree black belts and the rules were different. And he's seen a lot of Tiger Rock, different ways, different forms. So his son's been around for a while. So now he's, how old?
He's 21.
21. And by the way, we'll hopefully have him on in one of the interviews in the future, but is up to the highest level and going to masters. Pretty cool. Tell me about Aiden's training a little bit.
So Aiden started in Tiger Cubs, which is 4 and 5 year olds, and progressed through the ranks, was always kind of in his brother's shadow. Dylan was a really good martial artist, still is a really good martial artist. Aiden was a great martial artist in his own right, but was always kind of in the shadow of Dylan. And really when he hit the youth class, he kind of just took off and kind of saw the bigger picture and has progressed and tested up to, he is currently a 5th degree level 1. He will test for 5th degree level 2 this summer. And then he won't be able to test again until I believe 2033.
That is insane. So he has 2 sons, both higher ranked than you, home as well. That's crazy. Just so you know, Aiden is also my wife's favorite martial artist ever. Aiden is like the sweetest guy of all time as well. So tell us a little bit about your training right now. So actually, let's go back to what got you started. You said there's a couple people who influenced you. What was that thing that kind of got you over the edge? Or let me ask you 2 questions. One, what prevented you from starting?
Sure.
And then what put you over the edge?
Sure. So the easy one, what prevented me from starting? I was scared to death. I watched Dylan. I watched everything that he was doing, watched Aiden, everything that was going on the mat, and thought there's no way that I could do that. There's no way. At that point, I was about 60 pounds heavier, overweight, didn't have any desire to get on the mat, and it was scary. I think as a older adult male, we sometimes let our brain, get in our head, and we think that everybody's going to judge us, and everybody's going to make fun of us. And I didn't find that the case at all, but that's what I thought in the beginning. So amongst Mr. Goheen and Mr. Reed, spent a lot of time talking to them and got on the mat, and it was scary, but it was so much fun, and just started to learn, started to take everything in, and learned that, it's my own journey. It's not Dylan's journey. It's not Aiden's journey. It's my own journey. And did I progress slower than those guys? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I still set goals and am still chasing those goals.
Love it, love it, love it. A lot of times, at least what I see people is there's two questions people generally ask themselves. Can I do this? Will I look stupid? Yes, you can do this, and nobody cares if you look stupid because everybody's trying not to look stupid themselves. When you're trying a different challenge, and that's what the great part is you have a lot of people who are going through this challenge together and they build different camaraderie, which is really great because he has a lot of other students have gone through. Who are some of the people you love training with? Just curious.
The Michaels, loved training with the Michaels. They become some of our best friends. The Ristos, again, some of our best friends. Obviously, training with Spencer and Master Reed. It just every adult in that class is awesome. There's really truly not a bad adult in our class.
Yeah, most people have the idea that it's a big fight club and we're seeing who the toughest person on the block is. You gotta work. It's not like that whatsoever. We have my mom, who's 76 years old, and we have a lady who's 87 years old. 87, I think.
I believe so.
87 years old in there. So you have people of all ages and sizes. So I'm going to kind of jump over now to what does your training look like now? So we kind of talked about what got you in the door, how it train progressed. Well, let me ask you back up once, sir. Once you got started, how far did you think you were going to go? Did you trying to lose weight? Were you going to stop at black belt, yellow belt? When I started, I just thought I was going to go in for 2 weeks and burn some fat and be done.
Sure.
So what was your thoughts? And then tell us how you got to at least 4th degree.
Sure. So I very much remember the first conversation I had with Senior Master Reed here. I said, there's no way I'm going to progress above a blue belt. Just, it's not something I anticipated. It's not something that I had in my heart at that point. And so tested for yellow belt, might have been the hardest testing that I've ever done in my life. And the most scared I've ever been in my life. Again, talking about trying to not look stupid. You're sitting in front of, 5, 6, 7 judges, and it was just way out of my comfort zone. Never anticipated getting to black belt. The more I trained, the more I learned, the more I fell in love with not only the program, but the people I was training with. So I tested for black belts. Loved testing, and then it all changed. Black belt is kind of where the fun begins. Started to learn, bigger and better things. I distinctly remember telling my wife, there's no way I'm ever going to test for 4th degree. I have zero desire to go test, at a national level in front of grandmasters. And, I'd seen the challenges that Dylan had when he was testing for those. And I just didn't think there was any way I could ever do that. And through consistency, we talked about consistency earlier, through consistent training, through setting small goals every day, every week, every month, I just kept pushing away. Came 3rd degree level 4 and had to make a decision. Am I just going to sit here for the rest of my life at 3rd degree level 4? Or do I want to push myself and set those goals? And lo and behold, through some great mentorship, I set those goals, and now I'm happy to say I'm testing for 5th degree this year.
Love it. Real quick note, they don't have the 3rd degree level 4 anymore. Our system stops at level 3. Quick question. Tell us a little bit about your training now. What's that look like?
Sure. So I am a restaurant manager. So if you know anything about restaurants and restaurant managers, we work 60, 65 hours a week, long hours, hard hours. So training is always a challenge. I am training 1 to 2 to 3 days a week in the academy and then training at home the other days. So really 5 to 6 days of consistent training, 1 to 2 in the building themselves. It's all about consistency. It is truly keeping going, keeping moving, watching my food and what I'm eating. For me, I feel better when I'm doing keto. That's not for everybody. That's just me. But I have found that doing keto, watching carb intake, I can breathe better. My joints don't hurt near as much. And then just continuing to push away at training, strength training, flexibility, and then in class a couple days a week.
Love it. I'm going to jump on a couple of the questions right now. So
Sure.
I got your Taekwondo training set up pretty well. Tell me a little bit about keto. Is this the first time you're on it? I actually know the story, but tell us a little bit about what got you started, what your goals are specifically on keto, and how you do it.
Sure. So keto was something I didn't really know about until I started talking with Senior Master Reed. Oh man, it's been 6 years ago. Um, and tried it out, loved it, lost a bunch of weight, and really, for me, it wasn't about the weight loss as much as it was how I felt. Inflammation went way down. Um, I felt better. I could breathe better. I enjoyed, being in class because I actually felt better. It's that cycle of, feel better, you'll go do things, and that'll make you feel even better, and that cycle that continues. Right now, I'm back on keto. I took, I don't know, 6 months off, just kind of reset. After last high rank testing, just decided it was time to, give myself a break and
Good for
enjoy
you.
some life. But back on it now, full bore, lots of, watching carbs. Not saying don't go have a cookie here and there, but watching what you eat, watching the carbs, and truly in, a couple days of being on keto, I feel so much better. Can breathe, don't have near as much inflammation, joints don't hurt, and I enjoy being in class again.
Yeah, love it. For those who don't know who keto is using fat for fuel source as opposed to carbohydrates. Along this one, kind of tell people what are the foods that you like to eat the most?
Sure. So lots of meats, red meat specifically. Love, a good steak. I think all guys love a good steak. So that was pretty easy for me. Breakfast, eggs and bacon. I'm not a huge cereal fan. I love the discussion that he had a couple days ago about cereal is really just a candy bar, and it is. Um, so eggs, bacon, avocados. Love avocados. I'm doing the what's called bulletproof coffee. It's just some MCT oil and coffee. Again, just gives you some fuel and makes me feel great.
Love it, love it, love it. That sounds like a smart thing. You're going to look better, you're going to feel better, and perform better as well too. So,
Exactly.
before we get started to our sparring rounds, do you have anything you just want to share with people about your life or anything about martial arts, or what would you say to somebody who's thinking about starting weight training, martial arts, diet, who's maybe on the fence that hasn't done it yet? Anything you want to share with them?
Just give it a try. Truly, you're not ever going to know until you try. And yes, you're going to feel stupid. Yes, you're going to make mistakes. And yes, in Tiger Rock, you're going to have adults of all ranks that are here to help you. I remember being a green belt first day sparring, and I was sparring a black belt. Might have been the best thing I ever did. She's one of my best friends now. We talk all the time. And she gave me such great pointers at a green belt that I still use to this day as a fourth degree black belt.
Isn't that funny how those things you remember at a green belt level, which she probably, I don't know her, who you talking about? Do you mind if I ask?
Lucy Sheets.
Oh my goodness.
Sheets.
Love that girl. Tough woman right there. From Nebraska too as well. Cool thing on that one. All right, we're going to start with our sparring round.
Awesome.
So,
Let's go.
the problem that I don't have is I don't have any notes with me. So this is all ad-libbing on this one here.
Sweet.
You're going to find some certain themes on this one here too, and you're going to find out one of the themes that we like to talk about in our adult classes as well too. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
You do know what it is. All
let's
right.
rock.
Okay, I'm going to have to keep track here of the clock on this one. All right. On mark. All right. First question is, and this is a story we're going to talk about, is favorite band you've seen in concert?
Oh man, I've seen over 600 bands. So let's go with Metallica.
Favorite country band you've ever seen in concert?
Geez. Probably Florida Georgia Line.
Okay. Favorite music to listen to when you work out? See a music thing going on here?
Definitely hard rock, heavy metal.
Heavy metal. Favorite move in martial arts?
Favorite move in martial arts? Maybe not my favorite, but most challenging that I like is spins because it challenges me.
Forms of sparring?
Definitely sparring.
Love it. Board breaking or self-defense?
Self-defense.
Strength training or flexibility training?
Definitely flexibility.
Your favorite thing to cheat on your diet with?
Chocolate chip cookies, man.
Chocolate chip cookies. Favorite good food for you?
Avocados. Love avocados.
Love it. Favorite place you and your wife like to go on for dates?
Ooh, a good concert. And then if we're not doing a concert, just going out and eating and sitting and talking.
Tell us about your car.
I just bought a couple years ago a 1981 Corvette that I absolutely love.
Love it. Favorite movie?
The Lost Boys.
Lost Boys, great movie on that one. Let's go over one last one here. Favorite, better yet, let's see. If you had to spar, 2 more questions. Spar one person here in our academy, who would that be?
Truly Spencer Reed.
Spencer Reed.
He challenges me, yet he doesn't kill me when we're sparring.
Okay, somebody to spar outside of Lincoln, Nebraska.
Truly Colby Donnell.
Colby Donnell.
Phenomenal martial artist, and I've gotten to spar him a couple of times.
Oh, cool.
And challenges me, but yet generous and gives me some great pointers.
All right, fun one. Non-Tiger Rock, history person, anybody sparring the world, like a Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, anybody ever lived, they could be dead or alive.
Truly Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee, that's a tough one as well, too. All right, last one. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Oh, man. One superpower. Probably being the most flexible. And I know that's not the most fun, but being flexible, that is kind of the basis for all martial arts moves, and I have never been flexible.
I love it. All right. Well, Matt, I think we're about ready to wrap up the show here.
Awesome.
Let me take the time here to, first of all, thank each and every one of you guys for listening in. I know this is like a 30-minute video? 20-minute video, I don't know. But I want to thank Matt for jumping on the show in this
Absolutely.
one and two. To give you a little heads up, the people I've had on in the past, I had Spencer, Lisa, and Matt on. They're going to also be involved in the future on shows that we'll have together. And so I'm going to be doing other interviews by other like-minded people who have the mindset, who are training, who are trying to take their life to a new level. And the question is really about you. What are you doing to take your life to the next level? What is a mindset hack that you need to do? Is it consistency? Is it training? What are the things you need to do? If you would, put it in the links below here. Share what are your challenges? What are your goals? What are the things that you're trying to improve on as well, too? Until next time, hopefully have a better show tomorrow. We'll see you next time. See you guys.
Thank you.